Good evening. It is the 29th, of July. And we are live for week 26 of this Dream Whiskies live broadcast. And the boss is back. Here she is. She's joined us after many requests from her last visit, which was now the best part of 4 months ago?
Easily.
4 months ago. She is back to, I was going to say to create mayhem, but actually I don't think she's here to create mayhem, because when she's not on screen, she is, of course, creating mayhem. But she's here tonight, specifically, because tonight is round one of our viewers' cocktail competition. We're really excited about this. You've been sending in your recipes, and Cheryl will be judging the drinks tonight. Remember, if you are with us and you are joining us, you know what to do. Say hello. Make sure you've got a drink on the go. Say hi to Cheryl as well. Who we got here so far? Carl, how are you doing? Good to see you. Jeff is with us. Cheers back to you, Jeff. And Kieran, how are you? So we've got the boss with us. Let me tell you what we've got as our rundown this evening. We have, as ever, the results of our whiskey competition, which ended last night. So I'll be announcing that shortly. And also our VIP members spot prize competition. So we'll give you those results shortly. We have, as ever, now the ever popular Whiskey Geek of the Week. And questions have been set by Paul Musson, who won it last week. And I think that was for his third time as well. Can't remember whether it was second or third. I think it was his third time as well. So he actually, based on the rules that were set a little while ago, if you've won it 3 times, you've got to step back for a while. But I think I'm going to invite all the triple winners back into the game this week as well. So that is, who's that? It's Kat and Michael, definitely. So you guys are all back in. Slansha says, Bob, hi, how you doing? Jess, we love the boss. Good to see you there. And what's this? Bruce, she can't steal the drinks now. We have our eyes on her, and yes, you need your eyes on her, because she will not, she won't be stealing them, but I will actually be passing them to her as we make this week's cocktails for the cocktail competition. Now, I'll explain more about that a little bit later. What else have we got here? Looking hot, says Jess to Cheryl.
My number one fan.
Number one fan. Good to see you there, by the way. Not that I call you Jess very often, but nevertheless, tonight you're Jess, because that's what it says on your Facebook profile. So we'll have the Geek of the Week questions coming up shortly. We always start, as you know, with a little drink. So Cheryl's already got a drink on the go because she couldn't wait. She couldn't wait for the whole thing to start. So about 5 minutes before we went live, she said, get my drink on the bar. What have you got there?
I've got a rum and coke.
She's got a rum and coke. As every really dedicated Dream Whiskies fan will go for a rum and coke, of course. And a squeeze of lime as well.
And a squeeze of lime, yeah.
Now,
well, the thing is that I'm going to have plenty of...
What are you going to have?
I'm going to have loads of whiskey, so I thought I'd go for a rum
Yeah, you
now.
might as well start with a rum.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of whiskey coming in your direction. Okay. All right. Wow. We're like, what are we? 5 minutes into this, I'm already dreading what's going to happen. So look, I'm going to get my whiskey on the go. Remember, tell me what you are drinking this evening. Bob, how are you doing? Good to see you. Tell me what you got. So this is our whiskey for tonight's cocktails, and the cocktails stipulated different types of whiskey, but I thought I'd pick one. So I've got an Old Forester bourbon, which I think goes really well with the 3 that we are making tonight. More information about what's going on with that competition coming up in a second. But let's all have a little Wednesday night toast before we get going. So that's my Old Forester. Cheers, obviously, to my beautiful wife with her rum and coke. Cheers to you guys. Dave Chilton is looking forward to tonight. We're really looking forward to tonight. Really, actually, quite excited about it. Carl, what you got? Talisker on the go. Excellent. Kieran, a Glen Alaki 15-year-old. Did you have that on the go last week as well? I think. But beautiful drop. Either way. I mean, for me, I tend to open the bottle and just keep going until it's empty. So I'm assuming you're doing something similar to that, Kieran. Remember, tell us what else you got. Cheers to you all. I like that Old Forester. Very nice indeed. So let's start by sharing with you. Oh, hold on a second. We've got a load of people pouring in here with their whiskies. So Bruce, you got a Royal Crown XO. Oh, a Royal Crown XO based Godfather with cherry juice and ginger beer.
Yay, cherry juice.
You're kind of obsessed with the cherry juice there, Bruce. But yeah, good idea. I'm liking that. Paul, what you got? Evening. Yes, got a nice little. Hold on a second. My cursor's just over that. Wow. I'm glad you put tipple. So I had.
It was a good job the cursor.
Yeah.
Cursor.
I had the cursor over the T. It looked like you said got a nice little nipple on the go, but fortunately you said tipple. But it's won the bottles in question 12, so I won't say too much. Right, okay, because Paul, obviously, is last week's winner, has set all the questions for tonight's Whiskey Geek of the Week quiz. Lubka, hi, how are you doing? Good to see you as well. So look, winners for last week's whiskey competition. Remember, since we went to a members only, we've actually given away 25 bottles. This is the 26th one, and our 26th winner of the whiskey competition, which ended at midnight last night, actually won our spot prize competition last week, which means he's a 2-week in a row winner. Last week was a spot prize. He won my book. This week he's won the whiskey. It's Mike Jackson. Or as we found out last week, it's actually Michael Jackson. But congratulations if you're with us. Say hi, Mike. I know that you sort of sit there but don't comment, but I think if you win, you might just say something. So congratulations to you. Dave Chilton's got a Dalwhinnie 15 on the go. And Adrian Bain, hi, how are you doing? Just going to dive down here. I've got a Dalwhinnie.
So whilst you're diving down there, can I speak to everybody?
No! Oh my God, it normally takes at least 2 cocktails before Cheryl starts talking to everybody. So I've got this here, which is a Dalwhinnie 15. This is the 100-year release, the 1898 to 1998 bottle, which is one of those don't open it type bottles. But a fan of the Dalwhinnie, and just wanted to show that to you because I assume, Dave, that you are a fan of the Dalwhinnie 15. All right, still okay for now. Still safe. Bruce is saying congrats to Lucky Mike. Yeah, congrats to him, absolutely. And also, last week's members spot prize winner, where we gave away, or we were offering up, let's just show the prize. This little bottle of Gary Regan's number 6 orange bitters. So you might remember I told you a little bit about Gary Regan last week, and actually over the months that we've been doing this in the last few years. So Gary, we lost him last year. Was it last year? It was 2 years ago, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We lost Gary 2 years ago, but real legend of the drinks industry, specifically the cocktail industry. His bitters are still on the go, and the winner of that from last week's members is Gary Cummins. And Gary, I think you've won that a couple of times as well. Listen, all these multiple winners, I know some of you are out there and you haven't won stuff with us yet, and I'm sure your time will come. You know, it's luck of the draw and all the rest of it. But I guess my point is the multiple winners suggest that our membership levels are low enough for people to win multiple times, which means that this is a great time for you to become a member if you are not already a member. And there's a link in the description, so head over to the website after our broadcast and sign yourself up. All right, what's that? John Matthews, that girl with you is gorgeous. Well, this girl, I know, she's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, who are you, John Matthews? I know
It's
who
my
you are.
dad.
It's her dad. Yeah, they're all tuning in tonight because they want to see Cheryl rather than me. Congrats to both winners, says Paul. Thank you for saying that, Paul. All right, so look, I'm gonna dive into the Geek of the Week competition first of all, and then I'm going to explain how our cocktails are going this evening. But just to remind you, there's no mix with me tonight, and that's because of this viewers cocktail competition where you've all been sending in recipes, of which I'm going to be making 3 of them, and Cheryl is going to be judging them, which should be very interesting indeed.
Instead of stealing them.
Bruce is saying one case where being a bitter man is a good thing. Loving that. Like that, like that, like that. Okay, so we're going to go into our first round of Whiskey Geek of the Week. Remember, if you win our quiz, you get your face on our Whiskey Geek of the Week board where you can be with all the other champions. And at the moment, actually, even though we've had about 12 or 13 different winners, I should say different weeks of winners, we've seen the same faces come up a number of times, which means that some of you guys have got in there and you've got to break the stranglehold. Anyway, Paul is not playing tonight. That's Paul Musson because he set the questions. And as you probably remember, our first round is always a round of anagrams. So everyone is keeping that up. Paul's done 3 anagrams for us, and you've got to work out the whiskey. or whiskey distillery? The whiskey or whiskey distillery. So here we go. You need a pencil and paper, or a pen and paper if you want to note this down. And actually, you might remember that Cheryl normally posts the questions when she's not sitting here. She normally posts them in the comments. She's going to try and do that anyway for you as well. Kaz, how you doing? Good to see you.
Hi, Cass.
Hi, Kaz, says Cheryl. I didn't have to tell you that because you heard it for yourself. I'm so used to her not being in front of the camera. But Kaz, just so that you know, we've lifted the embargo on triple winners. So if you want to play the Whiskey Geek of the Week today, you are back in. Same with you, Michael, if you are there as well. Here we go. Question 1, first anagram. Which whiskey or whiskey distillery is this? The anagram is Lie Challenge. Lie Challenge. So that's L-I-E, Lie, and then Challenge, C-H-A-L-L-E-N-G-E. Lie Challenge. Which whiskey or whiskey distillery is that? That's question 1. Question 1. Just while you're chewing that down, I'm going to have it. Do you want? You gonna?
No, I'm good.
No, you're good.
I'm just ready to post.
Oh, you're ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, I've got obviously the first one, but I've got 2 and 3.
We're going to just hang on. All right. Question 2. Question 2. Let's get these out. Question 2. Another anagram. Mr. Roy to be. Mr. Roy to be. So Mr. is M-R. Roy, R-O-Y. To be is T-O. And then B-E. Mr. Roy to be. Which whiskey or whiskey distillery is that? And here he is, turning up, only a few minutes late, but still not here. Couldn't get the computer to play with me, but there you are. I'm not here 7. I don't know what I'm not here 7 means. I'm wondering if that's a typo, but great to not see you here, Barry. Always good, always good. So that was question number 2, Mr. Roy to be. Which whiskey or whiskey distillery is that? And number 3. Question number 3 before we go into the first round of our cocktail competition. And it is Slating Co. Slating Co. And that's spelled S-L-A-T-I-N-G. And then Co is C-O-E. Cheryl has put them up for you as if by magic. Press the phone there. Appeared over here in the comments. So you've got questions 1, 2 and 3. So if you haven't got them straight away, no problem whatsoever. You've got the length of the broadcast to get into them and work those out. 7 should be an ampersand. Right, okay, got it. Thank you for that, Barry. Right, so look, 3 cocktails tonight. We said that we would set up, or actually Cheryl said it last week, that we should set up a cocktail competition. You send in your recipes. We will make our favourite 3 and then Cheryl will pick the winner. But actually, quite a few of you put in some nice recipes. So what I've decided to do is have a number of different rounds. We're going to do a different round this week and next week and possibly the week after as well. We're going to do 3 each week of your recipes. Cheryl is going to pick the winner, but if you win one of the weeks, you then go through to a final and we'll explain how the final will work. Now, the people that we have chosen to do tonight's cocktail competition,
I haven't had anything to say
the
with that.
people that I have chosen to do tonight's cocktail, because Cheryl, actually, I've kept her in the dark because I don't want her to know who sent in the recipes. I actually don't want her to know whose recipe is whose or what the recipes look like. So she actually doesn't know anything about this at all.
I can see something there, though, that looks interesting.
Oh, what, behind the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's seen a few ingredients that you like, the look of. Excuse me. Here's, sorry, choking, no water, need a whiskey.
Can I talk now?
Definitely not. This week, we have picked 3 of you for whose cocktails I'm going to make. They are Paul Masson, Bruce Orand, and Dave Chilton. So Paul, Bruce, and Dave, you are in. I'm going to make your 3 cocktails. I'm not going to say whose cocktail is whose until the end. But the whole idea is that Cheryl would taste them. She would taste them blind without knowing whose cocktails they are. I will then reveal after she has judged it whose cocktail was whose. But I thought you all did brilliantly. We also have cocktails from Lubka, Charlie, that's Charlie Oak, Cat Jam, and Jeff as well, plus a few more that are in there as well. So we will pick 3 of you for next week and probably another 3 for the week after that. So this is turning into a bigger cocktail competition than we thought.
So have I got to come back next week?
Do you want Cheryl to come back as a judge next week? Right, Bruce, what are you saying, by the way?
Or should I just come in and steal them?
Oh, okay, Bruce. Yeah, well, actually, there's a bit of chat going on there now. Bruce is giving Barry a bit hard
without
time.
me?
Yeah, do you feel left out?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, normally I'm right in there.
So look, Cheryl's going to judge it here this week, but next week if she, I don't know, if she can't be bothered, if she just wants to hide and be naughty, behind the scenes,
Depends if
then
I've washed my hair in the morning or not.
yeah, and coloured your hair, had it cut, styled.
Yeah,
Yeah, which I actually don't have to
done.
worry about at all. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to keep my iPad close to me just in case I forget the recipe, because I want to stay true to the recipes that you sent in. So here is cocktail number 1, and I think this is actually quite a creative recipe. First thing first, and I've already done this in advance, but you need some vanilla sugar for this. And vanilla sugar could be in the shape of vanilla syrup, like this, but you actually need some granulated vanilla sugar to put yes, didn't take me long, did it? To put a vanilla sugar rim on the edge of this glass, which I've already done.
What's the difference between syrup and sugar?
Yeah, so you've got syrup, sugar, and vanilla, which is vanilla syrup.
Nice.
So there's various different ways of making this, but I've found that actually if you take a vanilla pod and just put it in a little glass jar, like I've done here, with some granulated sugar, then just over a relatively short period of time, it becomes vanilla sugar. It's incredible how powerful the vanilla pod is in infusing with that sugar, even though it's dry. So I've got that in place there. That's what you will need. That's what we got on the rim of this glass, which I'm just going to put to the side. And here we go. So, as you know, this is, in every case, a whiskey-based cocktail. And the recipe for this one, sent in by either Paul, Bruce, or David, is 50 ml of our whiskey. Now, this recipe actually specified bourbon. I've decided to use bourbon for all of our recipes tonight because it just tends to work well with all the recipes that you've sent in. Happy with that? Yeah. Okay, good. Right. Then, what we've got here is some amaretto.
Oh, I like amaretto.
You do like amaretto.
I like almond.
You like almonds, and they go well with what?
Cherries.
Cherries, absolutely. And we got 25 ml of our amaretto. So let's add that to the whiskey.
Can I smell again?
You're just going to smell it every stage.
I have a better nose than you see, don't I?
Well,
I
yes. When she says a better nose, she doesn't mean a bigger nose.
No, better nose.
But Cheryl and I, many years ago, went to Scotland, and we visited a whole load of whiskey distilleries when we were up there. And we were doing various tastings, and pretty much consistently, every master distiller that we spoke to spoke about how she had a natural flair for identifying the notes of whiskey, and I didn't. Which wasn't good for someone with such a fragile ego as mine. Dave is saying definitely Cheryl each week. Okay, well there you go. You got a thumbs up there. Right. Okay, so we've got amaretto and our whiskey in there. Now the recipe calls for 2 bar spoons, or I think it actually said teaspoons. Does it say teaspoons? Teaspoons. Where are we? It says teaspoons, but you know what? They are bar spoons, more or less, which is equivalent to about 10 ml of our vanilla sugar. So I'm going to drop that in. But just sort of reading between the lines and also knowing how this drink should probably go, I'm going to give this a chance to dissolve. So I'm just going to get my spoon in there and just whiz this around a little bit and help this to start to dissolve. Now, if I had used it straight from the bottle, you know, the vanilla syrup that I told you about just before, then we could have just moved straight on. But I just think for the purpose of using this granulated stuff, just going to break it down a little bit. Do you want to have a
smell?
Have a smell?
I was just thinking, could you use icing sugar?
Not really.
Why not?
Because of the way it tends to react with the alcohol, it tends to go a little bit gloopy.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, but syrup's better. Or fine sugar, caster sugar is okay. Yeah,
granulated.
Absolutely. Now the next thing you might be interested in, and this is cherry juice, which somebody clearly had an eye to Cheryl's predilection for cherry and cherry juice, and we want 100 ml of the cherry juice in here. So let's
looks good.
50.
I haven't tried that juice on its own.
Well, we're gonna have to do something with the rest of it. So there we go. I guess this is coming your way
Yep.
at some point. And then we need some egg whites. So I'm just going to put the white of an egg in there, like so.
Sure, it was all white. Then
It
looks
would-
like a blob of yolk in there.
Does it? No, that's just a little, that
That
you
is
find.
yolk.
Oh my
I
God!
can see it.
Sabotage!
That's
Sabotage!
yolk.
Don't listen to her.
No, seriously, I can see yolk in there.
Just don't listen to her. Right, here we go.
Look at the bottom of the jug.
No, I'm looking in the bottom of the jug. Clean. Right, here we go. She's just a sabotage angel, isn't she? Right, so we've got all of that in there. We've got the granulated sugar, we've got the cherry juice, we've got the amaretto, the whiskey, the vanilla, sugar. And now we need to shake.
Egg yolk.
And egg white. Now let's shake it up. Actually looks good. I like the idea of it. Okay, so the recipe said to strain it over ice, but in actual fact, because of the size of the glass that we're using, I'm just going to strain it straight up. And this is looking rather nice. And we're going to get all of that into the glass like so. But we are not finished by any stretch of the imagination.
I'm very excited about this.
No, I think this one definitely appeals to you for sure. So the next thing we need is some of this, and we need a little bit of Sprite or 7-Up, one of those sort of citrusy lemonade type sodas, and we're going to add that in gently because that will absolutely bring the egg white and the froth to life. So we need to bring that to a height where it doesn't disappear over the top of the glass.
It's going to go.
No, we're good. That's good. And then the final garnish, and the author of this drink said a couple of Bing cherries. I don't know what Bing cherries are. I'm assuming that they are from wherever you are from. But I've got maraschino cherries, which we all know that Cheryl.
What's the name of your wife?
Cheryl and Cherry. Cherry and Cheryl.
Your
It's an
wife
easy mistake to
tonight,
make.
maybe.
So I'm going to pop those in the top like that. And this is cocktail number 1. So shall I give you a straw?
Yeah, it looks like a little rabbit.
What with the
little
stilts?
ears, yeah.
It's kind of cute, isn't it?
That's really cute.
Let's drop that in there.
Ooh.
So we want your opinion, but we don't want your judgment yet, because obviously judgment comes at the end when you've tried all 3.
Okay.
So
I
pretty
don't
good.
get that.
Well, we'd like to know what you think of it, but we don't want you to say this is the winner, because you've got 2 others to try. You get that?
Yeah, I think
God,
so.
this is starting to fall apart. She hasn't even tasted the first cocktail yet. What do you think?
Oh my goodness. That is pretty good. I really like that.
She liked that. So whoever invented that, I know who invented that.
It's really nice.
Yeah? I think I should try it as well.
Definitely. Don't you use my straw?
I'm going to use this straw.
Okay.
All right, I use your straw.
Whatever.
Okay, whatever.
That's really nice.
Oh, that works really well.
Okay, I'm going to save that because otherwise what's going to happen is I'm not going to have none left. And then
You'll fall off
I'll
the
fall
stool.
off the stool and I need to compare.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
That's just going to stay there.
But I like that as well. So I'm not judging, by the way, but I like this one as well. Just from a sort of my mixologist hat on, I got to say that the cherry, the amaretto just works brilliantly together. Actually, even though there's 50 ml of bourbon in there, you would never know there was 50 ml of bourbon in
I
there.
wouldn't actually know.
And all the flavours actually blend very nicely together. So brilliant job, brilliant job. I might just sort of steal all your recipes for my next book, something like that.
It
And
is
pretend they're
yummy,
my own.
yes.
Paul saying, imagine this to taste like a Bakewell tart. Actually, you know what? It's not far off, really, is it? Because the almond.
Didn't we talk Bakewell tarts last week?
Did we talk Bakewell tarts last
The
week?
week before, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, we did.
But
Yeah.
it does actually. It's pretty much there, I would say. Steve Simpson, hi all. Apologies for being late to the party. Made myself an old fashioned tonight. Class.
Well done.
Class, loving the old fashions. Kaz, sounds lovely. Yeah, a great drink actually, really good drink.
Really
so
nice.
loving the first cocktail of the evening. Okay, everybody, let's just take a break from our cocktail competition and get back into our Whiskey Geek of the Week. We've already done questions 1, 2, and 3. We've now got 4 to 6. Questions 4 to 6. Here we go.
Right, I'm going to get my questions ready.
You're going to get ready? All right, so question 4 is as follows. Which whiskey released the Elgin Curiosity range, which currently contains just 3 bottlings, just 3 releases? And those releases are the Rum Agricole, a cider cask release, and a Madeira cask release as well. So just 3, but which whiskey released that range, the Elgin Curiosity range? That was question 4. Question 4. Okay. Quite impressed. You know, actually trying to invent cocktails is it's kind of a challenge, really, because it's not that easy to get it to balance right. This one is good. I've actually got a lot of confidence in the next 2 as well.
Good.
I was really impressed with what was sent in. Replying to Steve, Avril willing to say maybe later. As in for the old-fashioned. I think you should just dive straight in. Now, go for that. Old-fashioned. It's old-fashioned time somewhere in the world. Question 5. So which whiskey has been known as the official spirit of the Open? That is the Open Golf Championship. Okay, so it's been known as the official spirit of the Open Golf Championship since 2018. So just a few years by the look of it. And this year they released a 12-year-old bottling to keep the spirit of the Open Championship alive. That was after, of course, the event was cancelled. So which whiskey has been known as the official spirit of the Open Golf Championship? That is question number 5. Very good.
It's all right, I'm not being a teenager by looking at my phone. I'm just waiting for you to finish.
No, don't be a teenager.
I'm not being a teenager.
Don't be like, it's like sort of in a restaurant where the teenager is just busy on their phone.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, that's good. That's good. What else have you guys got going on, by the way? What else are you drinking? I know we got a few drinks on the go. Actually, are any of you making these cocktails? I know that I said no mix with me tonight, but hey, are you making these drinks?
Yeah, but the person that put this forward, they might be making that.
Actually, that's true. So if this is your drink, did you make it tonight? But don't tell us now because we don't want people to know that this is your drink yet. I will announce that later on. All right, question 6 before we go to the second in our cocktail competition cocktails. I'd like to know, in 2019, which whiskey celebrated the 125th anniversary of its distillery by releasing 2 limited edition bottlings? One was a 16-year-old and one was a peat, or a peated version. Okay, so who released those 2 to celebrate the 125th anniversary? I have to say, Paul Musson, these these questions, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, loving these. I went through them when you sent them in and was delighted to see that I got most of them wrong, which is always a good thing, I think. It actually also makes me realise that if I was on the other side of this, I would not be winning Whiskey Geek of the Week.
No.
Cheryl's put the questions up. Barry's got a Lafroig Select on the go. I like that one as well. Actually, we're out of Lafroig at the moment.
Are we?
Yeah.
How'd you manage that?
Oh, I've got a quarter cask down there. It's all right.
It's not Christmas.
Because it's not Christmas. Christmas is the time for people to buy me Lafroig. All right, here we go. Cocktail number 2. Let's just move a couple of these out of the way. Normally I wouldn't disappear out of the shop, but you've got someone else to look at.
You've got me to look at
Yes.
tonight, haven't you?
So I really like this one. This one is really creative. The person that sent this recipe in gave me a whole sort of chapter and verse about how difficult they found it to create a cocktail, and they tried a number of things and it didn't work, and they actually now realise that it's very difficult to be a mixologist, and then said, but hey, I'm going to chuck this one at you. And it just so happened that this happens to be brilliant. I think this is a fabulous drink. So let's get it on the go. Where should we start? I think I might go back over here. Actually, let that drain out a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to start with this. Going to take a banana.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay. So did they know that I like bananas?
They don't know that you like bananas. So second favourite fruit behind cherry for Cheryl is banana. So whoever decided to go with banana, you picked a good fruit for that. So let me just pop
cherries, bananas, and coconut. I'm particularly partial to coconut. And coconut and chocolate.
Chocolate, coconut. All right, okay.
Peanut butter.
So the recipe says about a quarter of a banana. So I'm going to take, let me put that back to the side.
But you can do more, surely.
No, we need to stick to the recipe. You can't, this is not just about you eating banana. So it says, take a quarter of a banana and get it into your shaker. There you go. And give it a mash up. Right, so I do want to give it a mash up, but I'm not going to mash it up dry because actually that's quite difficult to do. So I'm going to take some of the spirit that is being suggested. Let me just rinse this out. So even though this is a whiskey-based cocktail, we're suggesting, or rather the recipe says, 20 ml of spiced rum. So I'm going to put in 5 actually at this stage, just 5 ml of spiced rum. And that's going to help me break this down. And then I will add some more. So I'm going to take my pestle and we're going to break down this banana.
So I'm just waiting for a pause because you're just going for it.
Yeah.
So that what the viewers don't know is that actually I do prefer rum to whiskey.
That's true.
And particularly spice rum.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like the person that invented this
knew me.
Looked into your head and picked out the ingredients. Okay, so we got our banana now all squidged up.
Well done.
So let's get whoever you are. This
are.
Mystery person. So let's get the rest of the ingredients in. So we got another 15 ml of the spice rum because this was meant to be 20 altogether. So let's get the 15 in. There we are. Let's pop that back there.
Yep.
Then we've got 10 ml of this. This is maple syrup.
Oh,
Who's talking to us?
Syrup.
Barry, by the way, is just correcting you, saying Laphroaig isn't just for Christmas. Yeah, Barry, absolutely right. It's just that my wife seems to think it's the only time I'm allowed to ask people to buy it for me. Any other time, I've got to go and buy it for myself.
It's a bit like a puppy, I think, Laphroaig. It's not just for Christmas.
Exactly. What's that, Kaz? Kaz saying same as me, Cheryl.
Oh, well done.
What's that with the
first rum?
Oh, what, rum? Is that right? Rum to whiskey? Is that right?
I reckon so.
Okay, back to the maple syrup. So we've got 10 ml of maple syrup. I'm just going to do that by eye. Maple syrup is a really good sweetener in cocktails, actually. In particular because of, sort of deep, rich, almost toffee-like flavour. Now we're obviously going to add our whiskey. And we want 25 ml of our whiskey. And this, again, I'm just following. I'm not guiding at all here. I'm just following the recipe sent in by our amateur mixologist.
I'm feeling a bowl of porridge to go with this.
What, this sort of over a bowl of porridge?
Banana, maple syrup.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I know that and Christmas as well. Actually, Christmas time is a good time for Cheryl.
Amazing.
Porridge, all of these flavours on them for sure. Oh no, Kaz is saying no. The fruit.
Oh, banana.
Banana and cherry.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. Where are we now? Okay, now this just keeps going on. It just keeps getting better. I've got some guava juice here. So the person who created this said they tried pineapple, didn't work so well, so tried guava. This is a Rubicon guava and 65 ml. So let's get 50. I'm actually thinking I'm going to need a bigger glass now that I think about it. So I'm probably going to change my glass.
Need bigger buns.
Get that down, yeah. Definitely bigger buns. That's very funny. Okay, I'm just going out of shot to get a bigger glass. Actually, I might even put it in there. That's a good
Just
idea.
put it in the biggest glass possible. Oh, that's it. Perfect.
There we go. Right, bigger glass, much bigger glass.
Yeah.
And then the final ingredient before we shake this up is some ice cream, actually. And it says 3 heaped bar spoons, about 30 ml if it was melted. And for me, that is pretty much a scoop of ice cream. So I'm going to take 1 round scoop of ice cream, drop that in there.
Yeah,
like
don't
so.
be stingy with the ice cream.
There we go. That's good. Let's pop that
Do you want
back.
to pop that in the freezer?
Yes. How handy is that? I can just hand this to my judge. She disappears out of scene. And it ends up in the freezer, like so. Okay, so we are almost ready to go. I'm going to take my shaker and get some ice. Let's get some ice in there. That's good. I'm also going to put some ice in here. So let's get some nice rocks into that glass as well. I think you're going to really like this one.
I'm very excited about this one.
Yeah, I'm quite excited myself. So we've got quite a lot in there. I'm thinking that because of the banana, ordinarily I would double strain this, but the banana is so thick it's going to clog that. So we're going to have to try and shake that out. Try and get it as smooth as possible and then get everything into this glass. So here we go. Big shake.
This is going to be like an alcoholic milkshake.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be like Christmas on a bowl of porridge, but in a glass. All right, we're good. All right. That looks, smells
Does it smell nice?
absolutely amazing. All right, here we go. Let's strain it out.
Oh, wow.
There we go. So this is really thick. I might have to change my strainer here. There we go. This is looking very good indeed. I would suggest to anyone on a diet, just don't bother. I mean, don't bother with your diet.
I'm supposed to be on a diet.
You're supposed to be on a diet. Diet ends here, right now.
Looks like it's going to end next week as well.
So we haven't finished because I'm going to drop a bit more ice in here because I need to bring this up a little bit higher because the garnish, actually, I'll tell you what, the garnish says slices of banana, which would look great on this in a smaller glass, but I didn't get the right size glass. And then it says some grated chocolate. So I am going to put, I'm not going to put the slices of banana on because the glass is too high on the side. It's not going to work so well. Which is me really, rather just sort of picking the wrong type of glass.
You could do, because you've got plenty of ice there. You could just float them on the top.
Do you want me to just drop them on?
Yeah.
Okay, so Boss has stepped in. Boss is doing what Boss does. What's this? Avril saying not the maple syrup. What does that mean? Is that like a pet hate of yours? Or is it sort of overuse of maple syrup? Or actually are you referring to, I don't know, what are you referring to? Tell us what you're referring to, Avril. So slices of banana. You can't put your finger in the drink because you're not the bartender.
Yeah, but I'm drinking it, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, is that okay? All right, fair enough. And then some grated chocolate over the top. So over the top of the banana. God, this looks absolutely gorgeous.
And then there's bits all over.
And there's bits all over the bar, which we'll wipe up in a second. That's okay.
What happened?
We'll put that in. No,
I was going to have that.
I know what you were going to do. I know what was going to happen. Okay, let's give you another spoon. Straw. Let's drop that in there.
Okay.
Here we go.
Wow.
All right, cocktail competition. This is cocktail number 2. Really impressive.
I would stand up. I feel like I'm a child.
You can't actually reach the drink. Does it even get through the straw, I'm wondering? Because it's pretty thick, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. You've got some competition here. This is gorgeous.
Right, okay, so like we say, we haven't actually announced who made this drink, but Cheryl has officially suggested that it is Gorge. So congratulations you, who made this. Brilliant job. I think it's a fabulous drink. I think it's a really fabulous drink indeed. Loads of ingredients. I should try this. Let me try this.
Yeah, don't try it too
No,
much.
I already know what it tastes like. It's just delicious. Actually, the guava juice, I know what you mean about the guava.
Wow.
If that had been pineapple, the pineapple, funnily enough, wouldn't have balanced anywhere near as well with the other flavours. But the guava just sort of sits in there, doesn't it? And knits everything together. Brilliant. The brand of maple syrup Avril's talking about. Is that a bad brand? Is that a bad brand for you? The Clarks? Is that right?
Is it because it's not organic?
I don't know, but it's, I've got to tell you, it's kind of delicious in a cocktail. All right, brilliant job, Mr. X, because they're all misters tonight, aren't they?
No ladies.
No ladies tonight. We've got ladies next week in our competition.
If that was by a particular lady.
Why do you think this is showing the sort of more sort of broad appeal side of mixology?
I don't know. It's just Very clever.
It's a good drink.
I like that one.
Yeah, well, we've got two really strong drinks here. We've got something majoring on cherries, which obviously appeals to your love of cherries. We've got something with banana, plus lots of sweet stuff in there, ice cream, and what have you. All looking good. Right, okay, let's get back to our Whiskey Geek of the Week, and then we will get to our third cocktail. Cat Jam is, hey, oh, sorry I'm late. Cat, good to see you. We're already 2 cocktails into round 1 of our cocktail competition, but just to let you know, Kat, we've gone from just doing it tonight to having a number of rounds because we had quite a few entries. And you, and funnily enough, Lubka, who's just made a comment as well, you guys are both up next week. So we're going to have a winner each week, and the winner of each competition is going to go through to a final. So it's turning into something. It's turning into like a cocktail competition monster. But great to see you here. Lubka drinking Irish cream liqueur. Why not?
So have you got
millions of people
next
do.
week then?
We got some goals next week.
Cool.
We got some goals next week. We got I think we got some goals over the next couple of weeks. So most 3 guys tonight, but mixing it up as we go forward. All right, here we go. Whiskey Geek of the Week. We're up to question number 7. And question number 7 is this. Which distillery is the only remaining single malt Scotch distillery on the Black Isle? Okay. Which one is the only remaining single malt Scotch distillery on the Black Isle? That's question number 7. Right, you're going to let me have any of those? Or are you just going to keep them for yourself?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
I'll let you.
Which one? You're going to let me have this one?
You can have both.
Okay.
We can share them.
We can just share them. Question number 8, as I'm drying, I actually look like a bartender now, right? You know, talking across the bar to you guys while drying up my shakers. That makes me feel like a proper bartender. Okay, so question number 8. Which whiskey, most commonly known for its inclusion in Bell's, you know, the Bell's blended whiskey, has made its most recent release of a 12-year-old in the Flora and Fauna range? Okay, so it's a bit of a long question, but if you know your whiskies, you'll know exactly what the question is asking you. So which whiskey, which is most commonly known as being included in the mixture for Bell's whiskey, has made its most recent release of a 12-year-old in the Flora and Fauna range? That is question number 8. Question number 8. How are you doing? Who's going to be our Whiskey Geek of the Week this week? Kat is saying, cool. Yeah.
Are you going to have some of these?
Yeah, but I'm talking, aren't I? I mean, I can't talk and drink. Or should I do both, mate? Can I?
You can drink.
All right.
And then I can talk.
No! Don't let her talk.
Can I just, I don't know whether or not she's still watching. So Jess is my daughter, or our daughter. And it's her birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday, Jessica. And I'm going to say what I say every year.
Are you going to embarrass her?
I am.
Oh, no.
Every year.
Sorry.
On this day, I say to her,
What do you say?
Jessica, do you know what I was doing this time?
This is what she'll be doing.
29 years ago.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm actually going to stop you there.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I say.
Thank goodness for that.
That's all I have to say.
Because we know that's not as far as you would go to embarrass.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to embarrass her anymore. But anyway, happy birthday, darling. Love you lots.
Happy birthday. There you go. We've got some more happy birthdays coming in.
Oh, same day as me.
Oh, Barry, same day as you. Barry, happy birthday
Happy
to you
birthday
tomorrow as well.
Tomorrow, Barry.
While we're at it, my sister, she got married today, 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, Nikki.
Happy anniversary.
And Chuck.
They are they're in California, but actually right now I know they're not watching this because they're somewhere else. But happy anniversary, happy birthday! This is great. Who else? We got any other birthdays? Oh, right, okay. Let me go back to Whiskey Geek of the Week. This has become like some kind of radio show. Okay, Hollow of the Mill. Hollow of the Mill. So that is Scottish Gaelic translation of which whiskey? All right. So which whiskey name, when translated from Scottish Gaelic, actually means Hollow of the Mill? Barry saying happy whatever to anyone else. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, Barry. Definitely. All right. Okay, so that's question 7, 8, and 9 of our Whiskey Geek of the Week. We'll be giving you the answers for that shortly. We're now going to go into our third cocktail for tonight's cocktail competition. And then what we'll do is we'll give you the answers to the Whiskey Geek, and then we'll tell you who has won tonight and is going through to our final. But so far, 2 really strong contenders.
I actually can't decide which one I prefer right now.
Well, that's how we want it. Let's put that there. So we've got quite a different cocktail for you now. And let me just get that over there.
Can I actually put those there because that glass is so massive?
Is it in the way?
It's actually, you can't, I don't think you can see my face.
Well, we don't want to do that.
We How dreadful
we
would that be?
We can't think of anything worse.
No.
All right, here we go. So this one's quite an interesting one. Somebody has decided to be really quite creative and use ingredients that you wouldn't necessarily think would go together particularly well. But I think actually this works quite nicely. So let me just bring the ingredients.
Is that a polite way of saying I think this is going to be awful?
No, I actually think it's going to be challenging to you because it's going to be a very different style of cocktail to the 2 that you have already seen.
Okay.
Let me bring all of these bits into play. All right, so I've got all my ingredients now. So we're going to start with some mint leaves, and the recipe specifically said 2 mint leaves. I'm going to take 2 mint leaves and drop in here. Now I want to obviously get the flavour out of those, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another one of our ingredients, which is lime juice. And it didn't specify how much lime juice, so I'm going to take a punt at this. And I think that it shouldn't be too much because of the nature of the rest of it. The lime should be in there just a cut, but really subtle. You don't want it coming across as a really citrusy drink. So I'm going to put no more than the juice of half a lime in there. So adding the lime, there we go, onto the 2 mint leaves. Very good, let's pop that there.
I do like the smell of lime. Why do you look so worried whenever I speak?
Because I know the potential of what could happen when you start to speak.
You're like, oh.
Well, I've seen the recordings of the last time you were on, and every time you started to speak, a huge hole opened up in the ground in front of me. All right, here we go. I've got my pestle. I'm going to squeeze this, these 2 mint leaves into the lime juice. We want to get the oils out, and we want the flavour to come in. So if we're going to use mint, we might as well get the flavour out. And it's good to put it with citrus. It helps to get that out. And what you should end up with is something that is a combination of the 2, which I think you can get at the moment.
Definitely.
All right, so we've got our 2 mint leaves, and then we've got our lime juice. Now, the next thing said, add 4 peach slices. And it said 4 peach slices, either fresh or from a tin. Well, fresh peaches at the moment, no go. So I got some canned ones. But then the idea is that if you're going to mush them up and you're going to muddle them up, you really need them to break down, and they won't break down, for example, like the banana did in the last drink, because the banana just sort of went to nothing. So what I have already done is I've taken the peaches and I have blended them up, really. I've blitzed them into a puree. So I'm just going to pour in what I think is equivalent to those 4 peach slices. So here we go.
I like peaches as well. I also like mango. Mango's nice. Mango works really well with coconut.
Yeah, mango and coconut.
Mangano.
Mangano. Mangano. Mangano is great. I love mangano. Right. While my wife thinks what she's going to do with a mangano, I'm going to just mix in the lime juice with what is now obviously pureed peach slices and those 2 mint leaves. Mangano, loving that.
What about syrup?
Yes, exactly. Sweetener now is honey. So we have maple syrup in the last one, honey in this one, and it said a tablespoon, so I'm going to put in again around about a tablespoon, which is about 10 ml, something like that. A tablespoon is actually quite a decent amount of honey. Going to mix that up again, just bring these together. I mean, this is a shake and drink. We're going to bring it together. And then it says 35 ml of whiskey, okay? Now, I've given this some thought, and whilst I haven't interfered with any of the recipes at all, I have just slightly tweaked, very, very slightly tweaked them. I haven't touched the actual ingredients whatsoever, but just tweaked the balance slightly. And I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to put slightly more whiskey in this. I think this can handle a 50 shot rather than the 35. So that's what I'm going to do. In fact, because it's Cheryl that's drinking it, I'm going to make it a 45 shot. There we go. Here we go. So there we are. This is not all the ingredients because we shake this, we strain it, and then we top it off with some soda, which is what I'm going to do. But I think you didn't specify what glass. I'm going to put it in a big rocks glass like this. So I'm just going to get some ice into the base of that. I'm thinking that this should be really just a splash of soda. So we'll give this a good shake, strain it off, and then we'll top it off with the soda. So let's get some ice in there. Keeping the mint leaves in here, but I'm assuming we don't want the mint leaves in there, so I think I'll probably double strain this.
You can always dress the top with a couple of bits of mint.
No, he's already told me what I need to dress it with, so we're good. Thank you for interfering. That's okay. And let's give it a shake. Mangano.
Mangano and syrup.
All right, this looks pretty good. Let's get our strainer. I'm going to take my fine strainer as well. And here we are. I haven't actually told you what any of these are called, so I think...
Have they actually got names?
Yeah, they have names. I'm going to read out the names to you shortly.
Will that actually give away who made them?
I don't think so.
Or who created them?
No, I don't think so.
Because we know who made them.
Well, we know the three people that made them.
No, you made them.
Oh, I made them. I see
You
what you're
made
saying.
them.
But I didn't create them. I'm just the vehicle now, aren't I? Let's tap that in.
So maybe the winner
Yes.
could go into your next book.
What, the overall winner?
The overall winner.
Oh, I like that. Do you like the idea of that, guys? You know, the overall final winner of this cocktail competition also gets included in my next cocktail book. What do you think?
Which could be any time in the next 40 years.
40?
Yeah.
Well, you mean I'm actually going to live that long?
I doubt it.
Right now, it doesn't feel like I'm going to get anywhere there like 40 days. All right, let's break that down. This is actually looking really nice. I like the consistency of it. I'm actually having to push it through this strainer because it's really quite thin. So I'm thinking that probably this wasn't a double strain drink. It's really thick. Very nice. We're almost done. Let me just pop all these bits to the side.
I'm desperate to smell it.
Yeah, have a smell. It's not done yet.
Oh,
So to finish off, it says soda, and that's why I put it in this glass, because I didn't think it needed a big top of soda. I think it needed just a little splash. So I'm going to put in small amount of soda here. And then I don't want the soda sitting apart from the rest of the drink because I think that will undermine it. So I'm just going to give this a little stir, like so. That's good, very good. And then the garnish, well, the garnish is I guess, makes sense, really. The garnish is this. We're going to take a little slice of peach.
Ooh,
There we go. Pop that on the top.
it's like a peach Melba.
It actually does.
Just needs cherry.
He can't. He definitely didn't say cherry.
Or is
Cherry.
peach Melba strawberry?
No, raspberry.
Raspberry.
Yeah.
I've got raspberries in the fridge.
Is that right? Raspberry? Peach melba? Anyway, I also agree with you. I do think that we should have a little sprig of mint in the side.
Nice.
And I don't think this needs a straw. I think this is just drink and go. So
Okay, drink
off you
and
go. So let me tell you the three names of the three cocktails in our competition this evening. Paul's saying that's a great prize on its own. Yeah, thank you for that. That would be great. I would be really good to actually put one of you guys' recipes in my book.
Oh, this is really refreshing.
It's amazing, actually. We've had three really fabulous cocktails, and I'm not just saying this, but you know, I've worked in bars around the world. I've trained
Wow.
tens of thousands of bartenders around the world over the years, and I can tell you, all three of these could sit on menus pretty much anywhere.
That
They're
is really
really,
nice.
really good drinks. So the three names of the cocktails, the first one was a Cherry Vanilla Godfather Fizz Deluxe.
Godfather.
No, not Godfather. A Cherry Vanilla Godfather Fizz Deluxe. Because the Godfather is another cocktail, right? So this one is a banana boat float.
That does float my boat.
And it's got bananas.
It's got bananas.
And this one, actually, I kind of like the name of this one. Because sometimes, you know, simplicity is everything. This is just called Peach and Honey. Peach and Honey. Look, 3 amazing drinks. I will actually credit the drinks before we are done tonight. So when Cheryl's made up her mind who the winner is and who goes through to the final, I would say who made which drink, and so that you're all sort of bathed in the glory of your own incredible creativity. But some fabulous drinks there. Well done. Very,
really
very good.
To choose a winner out of these 3.
Well, is there no obvious winner?
No, there really isn't.
That's gorgeous.
I can imagine sitting on a sunbed, lying down, reading a book, in Mexico preferably.
Mexico.
Yeah, drinking this.
Okay. You got to still think. I'm going to give you some time to think. I just want to say one thing about the person. Sorry, darling, but the person who made this, the 2 mint leaves works brilliantly. A handful of mint leaves would have been far too much. You know, 1 mint leaf maybe not enough, but just subtle mint in there works absolutely brilliantly. Really, really good.
Right, that one's gone warm.
Well, you've got to go back to where you were.
Yeah, that one.
Right, I'm going to leave you to think about it. We're going to move on with the last questions of Geek of the Week, and then I'll come back to you for that. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. What is this? What are you saying, Kat? Manganokinut. Manganokinut. That's not easy to say, but it's a really, I like that. All right, here we go. Last 3 questions of this week's Whiskey Geek of the Week competition. Question set by Paul Musson, who won it last week. Remember, everyone is back in the game. So I know Michael's not here this week, but if he was, he'd be back in the game. Kat, you're here, you're back in the game as well. Question 10. Chris Morris and Elizabeth McCall are the current master distiller and assistant master distiller at which distillery? Okay, so Chris Morris and Elizabeth McCall are master and assistant master distiller at which distillery? Okay, that's question 10. It's difficult actually to know how much time to give you because there's so many proper whiskey geeks out there. I'm assuming that some of you already got this. Question 11. So, Full Volume and Twisted Tattoo are just 2 bottlings from which distillery's special editions range? So this distillery, wow, I'm going to give you a bit of a clue here. Paul didn't give you more of a clue, but this distillery is just specializes in special editions, and they come up with amazing names. Full Volume and Twisted Tattoo are 2 of them. Which distillery is that? And then finally, IPA Experiment and Fire and Cane. Okay, IPA Experiment and Fire and Cane. They are 2 bottlings again from which distillery's experimental series. It's called the experimental series. So which distillery is that? So for 10, 11, and 12, we are looking for distilleries. And again, just to help you, they're not exclusively Scottish, all right? I'm not saying they're not Scottish, but I'm not saying they are. Does that confuse things? Probably. So those are 12 questions. 12 questions. In a second, I'm going to go back over the answers. We're going to find out who our Whiskey Geek of the Week is for this week. In a second, Cheryl is going to be coming up with her winner, really.
I'm going to be put on the spot.
It's going to be put on the spot. Bruce, what are you saying? I copied down the recipes and we'll be making these for sure. They are 3 great recipes. Of course, you know one of them because we've already announced that one of them is yours.
Have we?
We just haven't said which one is which.
Oh.
So I gave the 3 entrants.
Did you?
Yeah. So it's Bruce and Paul and Dave.
No, you didn't say that.
Yeah, definitely said that. Said that up front. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Cheryl doesn't know that I said that on account of the fact she's been drinking these.
I probably wasn't listening.
Which means that the brain has just gone.
No,
you know, she did this sort of description of porridge at Christmas with stuff on it. That's what's happened. Yeah, which is good because it puts you in a great place for judging these. I want to say whoever she goes for. Paul, what are you saying? Fire and Cane is tonight's tipple. Okay, is that what made you think of that question?
Have you tried that one?
I have. I think this is great. I think they're all great. I like them all. Like I said, I would stick them all on cocktail lists with no problem whatsoever. I think this one at the end.
You can't give your opinion.
No, I'm not going to try. Okay, I can't influence the judge. So let's do it this way.
You can afterwards. You can say whatever you want afterwards, but you can't say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my choice.
Are you ready to make a decision, or do you want 3 minutes? Because I'll give the answers. You can just make your final decision. That's what you're going to do. Right. So we're going to go down the answers for Whiskey Geek of the Week. I'm going to give you the answers.
Okay.
And we'll find out how you do. In that time, Cheryl will decide who the winner of our cocktail competition is for this evening, and not tonight's winner, because tonight's winner will go through to the final. But the winner of the final, I will put your recipe with your name, full credit and everything in my next cocktail book. That is a done deal. I think it's a really good idea as well. All right, here we go. Whiskey Geek of the Week. Question number 1. So 1, 2, and 3 were anagrams. The anagrams were, can you find the whiskey or the whiskey distillery? The first one was Lie Challenge. Lie Challenge. You were looking for Glen Alaki or Glen Alachi. I say Alaki. Glen Alaki is what we're looking for. 1 point if you got that. Question 2. Mr. Roy to be. Mr. Roy to be. Hold on a second, Paul. What are you saying? Well, the questions tonight are based on my personal whiskey collection. Yes, you did tell me that. Sorry, I should have said that. All of tonight's questions created by Paul Musson are based on his own personal whiskey collection, which I think is just a way of making us jealous. Are you jealous?
I'm very jealous.
I'm jealous, but hey, I'm just like a full-on jealous person when it comes to other people's whiskey collections. Here we go. Question 2. Mr. Roy to be is Tobermory. Tobermory. Not to be mistaken for Toblerone. Who was a Womble? Mm. Yeah, absolutely.
Or Toblerone.
Or
Which is chocolate.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, who fancies some Toblerone right now?
Oh,
really?
Toblerone. I love Toblerone.
Which one would it go with best, do you think?
Amaretto, definitely.
Yeah?
Chocolate.
Yeah, with the cherry and everything?
Yeah.
Question 3. Slating Co. Slating Co. was Glen Scotia. Glen Scotia. So if you've got 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, or 3, it's a point for each. Question number 4. Question number 4 was which whiskey released the Elgin Curiosity range containing 3 releases? And I gave you the releases. It was the Rum Agricole, Cider, and Madeira releases. We were looking for Glen Moray. Glen Moray. Michael. Michael Nolan's in. Bit late. Challenge doesn't fit the answer. Bit late. Lie challenge doesn't fit the answer. I think you might, Michael. I think you might have a bit of a typo in there. Not entirely sure what you are saying. Do you know what Michael's saying?
Is that an anagram?
I don't know.
Is that one of the anagrams?
And the short, nice Paul. I'm going to have to start asking for whiskies for my birthday, Christmas gifts. Oh, that's Bruce talking to Paul. And the short. Okay, Michael. I'm not
Lie challenge, LIE challenge. That's one of the anagrams.
Oh, Michael, is that what you're saying? Lie challenge doesn't fit the anagram. Let's have a look. Lie challenge. What
was the answer?
Glen Alaki. We got too many E's, you're right. Whoa, Paul! Paul, what have you done? Michael's come in. He's late, but he's come straight in and sorted us out. Wow, okay.
Oh well, just take that one out.
Okay, yeah, we're just going to pretend that nobody knew that.
Just give it to everybody.
I think it's the same for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll give a point to everyone for number 1, whether you got it or not. But thank you, Michael. By the way, Michael, you're back in. I don't know if you picked this up, but I said that all of you who are on triple wins, you're back in now, so you're good. You need 2 A's, yeah? You need 2 A's and only 2 E's as opposed to 1 A and... Yeah, I think so. Okay, right, where are we? Question 4. Let's move on. Question 4. I did question 4. Question 5. Which whiskey has been known as the official spirit of the Open Golf Championship since 2018? Blah, blah, blah. And the answer we were looking for was Loch Lomond. Loch Lomond. Good. If you got that, a point as well. Question 6. In 2019, which whiskey celebrated the 125th anniversary of its distillery by releasing 2 limited edition bottlings, a 16-year-old and a peated version? We're looking for Anok. Anok. Or, if you want to pronounce it phonetically, we're talking about Anknock, which is not, of course, how you pronounce it.
Let me have a look.
There you go. Can you pronounce that?
Anknock.
Anknock, according to Cheryl.
Anknock.
So Anok is what we're looking for there. Question number 7. Bearing in mind that we had the winner of our cocktail competition for this week coming up any second now. You need an anagram spell checker. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to pass this back to Paul though, that's fine. Question 7. Which distillery is the only remaining single malt Scotch distillery on the Black Isle? We are looking for Glen Ord. Glen Ord. Question 8. Which whiskey, most commonly known for its inclusion in Bell's, that's Bell's Blended, has made its most recent release of a 12-year-old in the Flora and Fauna range? If you know your whiskies, you'll know this is Blair Athol. It's a Blair Athol. Paul saying, my mistakes, apologies all. Don't worry, Paul. Listen, when you're a whiskey geek, when you're in the Dream Whiskies environment, we assume whiskey has been taken into the bloodstream and therefore has an effect on how the brain works. Okay, question 9. Right, you killed that one. You've got to make a decision in a second. Hollow of the Mill. Hollow of the Mill is a Scottish Gaelic translation of which whiskey? Lagavulin. Lagavulin. Question number 9, that was Lagavulin. And then we are looking for 3 distilleries here. Okay, so question 10. Chris Morris and Elizabeth McCall are the master and assistant master distiller at which distillery? Question 10 this is. We are looking for Woodford Reserve. Question 11. Full volume and twisted tattoo are from which distillery's editions range? Highland Park, of course. Highland Park, the tattoo thing, definitely giveaway there. And 12. IPA, Experiment and Fire Cane are 2 bottlings from which distillery's experimental range or experimental series? We are looking for Glenfiddich. Glenfiddich. So, you total up your scores, a point for each correct answer. Maximum score you can get tonight is 12. If you're the highest score, you are our Whiskey Geek of the Week. Now, while you are doing that, by the way, put your scores into the comments so we can see what's going on. Bruce, what you saying to Paul? Making it a real challenge, right, Paul? Yes, he is. And Carl, just enjoying Paul's embarrassment and pain.
Let's put Paul M, but you're both.
We're both Paul M. So Paul Muss and Paul Martin. Yeah, so we're both Paul M. What was the answer to number 4, says Michael? Michael, don't tell me you've come in late and won this. Don't do that. Surely not. Answer to number 4 was Glen Moray. Glen Moray. All right, here we are. First week of the viewers' cocktail competition. Fabulous cocktails. This is always the thing. You got to pick your favourite. I'm sure the others will understand and not throw themselves out of their first floor window. But which one's it going to be? Even if you don't want to say anything, just point.
So shall I like say a little bit about each one?
I think you should. You can say a little bit if you want.
Okay, so let
bearing in mind that they are desperate to know who won.
Right. Okay.
Only 4.
This one. They are all amazing.
Okay.
So the cherry and whatever Godfather.
Yes.
I absolutely love. You know I love cherries. You know I love amaretto.
Yeah.
And that one I could just glug all night.
Okay.
Rum, tick.
Yes.
Banana,
tick.
Tick. Ice cream, tick.
Yeah.
Chocolate, tick.
Yeah.
I could drink that one all day.
Okay.
This one.
Tick.
Well, no, because peach is not normally. Mint, I wouldn't normally go for.
Okay.
And whiskey.
You wouldn't
I wouldn't normally.
Yeah.
So that one for me is a bit unusual for me.
Okay.
So these 2 seem the obvious.
Right.
But I'm actually going to go for this one.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
because this surprised me. This really surprised me. It's refreshing. It's light.
Brilliant.
I could drink that easily with a meal. It's not too heavy.
Well, I mean, it's the secret to a great cocktail. Look, okay, let me tell you.
Everything's just right.
So we have
It's
our winner
gorgeous.
through to the final.
I don't know
It's
who
this
that is.
cocktail. I'm going to tell you who they all belong to. So first of all, thank you so much for sending in your entries. Really enjoyed doing this. I mean, honestly,
it was amazing.
can't say how much I've enjoyed doing this. Yeah, I've been involved in cocktail competitions, whether it's judging or competing over the years, and it's been really quite a serious business for me. But actually, to be here on our bar and you guys sending in these amazing recipes, just super fantastic. This one here, the Cherry Vanilla Godfather Fizz Deluxe. Thank you so much. This is Bruce Orange.
Oh, Bruce, I'm sorry.
But amazing drink.
That was amazing.
Fabulous drink.
Just perfect.
This one here, the Banana Boat Float. Even though you thought you couldn't make a cocktail, you actually made an amazing cocktail, really. And this is Paul Musson.
Oh, really?
Which means
sorry, Paul.
that our winner this week with Peach and Honey is Dave Chilton. So Dave,
Well done, Dave.
congratulations.
I love it.
Your
Absolutely
cocktail.
gorgeous. I love all of them.
Yeah,
They're
they
all
are
amazing.
great. Dave, your cocktail is through to the final. Next week, you'll see who else is going to be joining you in the final. Let's just quickly skip back to our Whiskey Geek of the Week. What scores have we got here? Kaz, 11 without Anagram 1. Wow,
Is
that's
Dave actually with us tonight?
I'm not sure if he's there, but he's going to find out if he's not there now. Dave, if you're there and you haven't been chatting or anything, just drop us a note. Tell us you're there. So we've got 11 for Kaz. I invited her back in, and hey, well. Barry, 10, but I had help for 4. Okay. Paul Musson, can't count either tonight. That was 5. Okay, fair enough. Michael, I'm not actively competing. 3 times is enough. Fair enough, but certainly there to pick us up when we go wrong, which is all pretty cool. Bridesmaids are always surprising. John Lutz, John, hi. How are you? All great drinks had to be a hard choice. Yeah, very difficult choice.
Really hard.
I'm actually quite glad that I didn't pick the winner myself because it was a tough one. Congrats to Dave. Congrats. Look, a big thumbs up. Loads of congrats. Dave, you're not even there though, are you? I'm going to have to let you know.
that's a shame.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Yay! Dave, you are there. Thanks, Cheryl. Good session cocktail. Glad you enjoyed it. It's a bit of a session cocktail, actually. There's no doubt about that. Well done, Dave. You go through the final. Finals not going to be next week because we've got another round of this. We've got more cocktails, and actually it might be a couple of weeks. But if you tune in, you will see who is going to join you next week and possibly the week after. It's still not too late to send your recipes in if you think you can compete with Paul, Bruce, and Dave. What else have I got to tell you? Usual thing, member spot prize giveaway. Head over to the website. Give me a chance to update the website after this broadcast, but you'll see the new quiz there. It's all about our cocktails tonight. The questions are there. And prize-wise, for our spot prize giveaway, we are giving away this. This is a little box of, it's called Eat Your Drink. So this is whiskey gummies, really. So if you're into gummies and whiskey, then just something to, I don't know, eat more sugar, really. With
Look at Bruce's comment.
what's Bruce saying?
If you make mine.
Just don't do what I did and shake it with a carbonated soda. Oh yes, yeah,
I'm
Bruce.
sure you've done that.
That is a rookie error. Honestly, when I was a kid, sort of learning my craft and working in bars, I did that more than once. Chuck the soda in the shaker. Honestly, the pressure builds up as it explodes all over the bar. That, along with switching on the blender when you've forgotten to put the lid on it, they're both up there on the same level. Dave, what's this? Shady Maple. Oh, I got you. Shady Maple Farms is the syrup from Avril. All right, we'll check that out, Avril. Thank you very much for that. Look, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
It's been
thank you.
Yes,
It's been amazing.
It's been a great night. I really enjoyed doing this cocktail competition.
Me too.
Look forward to round 2 next week. Huge congratulations to Dave. Huge congratulations to our competition winners from last week. If you're a member, then go and get involved in our competition for this week. If you're not a member, go and sign up and become a member. We need more members.
And huge congratulations to Bruce and Paul as well.
Yeah.
Because theirs were, honestly, I could drink all 3 all day. I'd be flat on my back by the end of the day. But
by the look of it, I think as soon as we close down this broadcast, she's going to finish off all 3 of them anyway. So look, great job. Look after yourself. I hope you're all still keeping well, and we look forward to seeing you back here, same place, same time next week.
I can't wait.
See you then.
Good night.